Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well this morning. Look at all you fine folks. Oh my gosh almighty. Like you guys had a very, very interesting night last night. We've got people showing up at 1, at 2, at 3, at 4. Holy cow. Even at 5 in the morning. Good morning, Frank Otter. How you doing? Rest of you. I'll see you there. Cynthia, Jeff Montgomery. Looks like we got moved over there. What's it got to do? I love it. Good morning, Jariah. Good to see you. Good to see you, Sir Frank. Debbie Webb. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. Yes. How are you, Elka? It is good to see you, Funston. And if I missed anybody, I don't think I did. Risa, wow, beat Shizzy to his own stream. Amazing this past week, huh? How's it going? Nick Starro, good morning, fine sir. How are you doing this morning? Good to see you. Good to see you. US is treating you great beers, burgers, and barbecue, and you're a happy camper. I'm telling you. Good barbecue. And morning, Jiraiya. Yeah. You know, I was gonna cover a little bit of the DNC from last night. You know, when I started looking at it, it's like there really isn't a whole lot there. I mean, we got Michael that talked, and well, I wonder if this thing will work. I don't think you're gonna hear, but we'll give it a try. Probably didn't hear that, but we'll give it. We gave it a try. Give it a good old go at some point. Too much cheering. Yeah, there was way too much cheering. And they never got to the point. It was the same old. And, you know, I'm sitting here going down through here, and they got a couple of people that might be interested. You know, they got Varro that spoke, and she spoke twice. Oh, that's weird. But I did see Bernie spoke, and then Camel Toe's husband spoke, and let's see. Michael Obama spoke. Okay. Harris's Steel of Spine. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm looking at, so you guys can sort of get an idea what exactly it is that I'm talking about here, because you know she spoke, and I'm sure it was the same tired rhetoric that we've heard throughout the entire DNC. And then of course you got Oblama. You know, this is the big crowd draw right there. And let's see, how long does he talk for? Way too damn long. Way too long. And then of course you got these guys that come out towards the end, giving some sort of blessing or prayer. Yeah, it's a bunch of nothing, but with applesauce. Yeah, more like applesauce. AOC had crazy, but that's normal. Yeah, it's crazy watching some of these events, because it really shows where the mind is of the Democrat and the Republican Party. You sort of get an idea of which each one has made their policy backing. So far, Camel Toe hasn't had any policy. Now last night that I muted out almost the entire thing was the what they called a dance party. So they created a song for each individual state, and then they danced and sang, and we saw as both Volstorm, Diva, and I saw that it was a lot of influencers behind each one of those. So every time that they would go to a state, you would see the same people, and they just seem to be shifting from state to state to show their face. It was crazy. Every big name is leaving before Camel Toe's big night. Yeah. And it's one of those where I just, I sit there and go, isn't there more stuff going on in the world that's not being talked about besides the DNC? And yeah, there is. There's quite a bit. There's quite a bit of stuff that's going on. But this year is the political ring, the distraction that gets everybody in their party pumped up or disappointed. You can't forget the bracelets. Yeah, I know. The bracelets showed up on each one of those people. That was the influencers. Had these little like child bracelets on. It's really, really creepy, because that's something that you would find like a child wearing. That was just a little, I don't know, just creepy in its own way. So let's play a little bit of this stuff here in a second. And we'll just count how many lies that they have to go through. Oh, you little bastards, getting me in trouble with music.
Hopeful.
Here we go.
Because this convention has always been pretty good to kids with funny names who believe in a country where anything is possible.
Liar.
Because we have a chance to elect someone who has spent her entire life trying to give people the same chances America gave her. Someone who sees you and hears you and will get up every single day and fight for you.
I doubt it.
The next president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Doubt it. Okay, that's all he's got.
It's been 16 years.
Okay.
Personality. We needed a leader who was steady.
Okay. So why didn't you endorse Joe to run the next following year after you finished? Interesting.
And brought people together.
Okay.
Of gripes and grievances.
Oh, wait. You mean the stuff they made up? Okay. Oh, yeah, gotcha. 4 more years of bluster, but we've had 4 years of lies and scams. You'll have an outstanding partner with Tim Walz. Accomplished. We can't just rely on the ideas of the past. Oh, the ideas of the past. I mean, ideas of the past are what brings us to the future. So, she can, president, blah, blah, blah. Our family looks at how many kids you have. Yeah. We don't always assume that they're bad. Yeah. Okay. Believes in blah, blah. I don't know anybody has ever loved, blah, blah, blah. True, they never knew what mattered. President of the United States will not elect leaders up down the ballot. Oh, they're going to elect leaders up and down the ballot. And that's all they've got. That's really all they've got. It's amazing to me. Yeah, there wasn't anything that he said that wasn't even worth repeating. Because it was the same thing throughout the entire convention that was repeated over and over again. Good morning, Jar. Good morning. I had to look and see if there was anything interesting that he was gonna say. But hey, he probably got paid a good a good salary that day for showing up. More than likely, they set him up with a hotel room for him and Michael. They probably hooked him up with a good amount of food, and they probably paid more than most of you people will make in a year to just come and speak for what, half an hour. These speaking engagements pay quite a bit. I mean, think about this. If they paid enough for you to show up and they would pay your mortgage for 1 year, would you get up and speak in front of a crowd like that? If they paid off your mortgage, would you get up and make a speech like you heard last night? I mean, that's what these conventions are. They're paid speakers. They don't do this for free. Whenever you've got name recognition like Barack Obama, no, we can look up how much does does Obama make at a speaking engagement? All right, let's see. Oh, geez. Oh, I'm wrong. Try quadrupling that. So, so here's what you have to remember. If I could speak honestly, just so you have an idea. Right here. Barack Obama makes $400,000 after leaving office. He was being paid $1.2 million for 3 separate speeches to Wall Street groups. That's $400,000 per speech. That appears to be his standard fee. Don't worry, Bill Clinton makes $750,000 just to go up and speak. George W. Bush, $175,000. Jimmy Carter was making $50,000 just to go and speak. So imagine. Imagine making $400,000 just to get up and speak. You'd get up and tell them that the world was flat. Obama likely made a new house payment with that visit. That is enough to buy a new house. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing how that works, isn't it? And plus, he also has Secret Service there. I'm still being paid as ex-president. On top, still being paid as ex-president. Exactly. You're like, nope. That man right there would get up and tell you whatever lie he needed to say to get that paycheck. So last night, now both Volstorm and I we watched the DNC, had Diva on. If you hadn't seen it, go back and watch it. It's not really it's only about 4 hours that we talk. But of course, we were calling out real time all the lies that they were telling, and they couldn't avoid them. It was so blatant. But then, of course, AP has to suck wind for. Have to really suck wind for the Democrats. You know, it's like a big wet tongue in the bunghole. They just shove it right up there, and you're like, what the hell? The second night of the Democrat National Convention was filled with excitement. Yeah, okay. So you notice they don't go after Trump. They went after Vance. You know, and what was it that they said? It was just like, oh, well, Vance skipped a bill to expand the child tax credit. Uh-huh. It wasn't going to advance anyway. Because the problem was with their advanced tax credit, the bill that they were trying to pass was filled with a bunch of stuff that nobody wanted. And of course, Vance said he would support expanding the child tax credit, currently at $2,000 to $5,000. He said Senate vote was a show vote when bills are designed to fail but allow parties to highlight issues before voters. If that puts into context why he wasn't there. And that's why he didn't show up for it. The cost of Trump's economic plan. But why aren't they telling us what their plan is? Because right now they're saying that it's going to cost a certain amount of money. This is the same thing that they put up there. And that is not true. Everything that they put in there, not true. Yes, he has talked about imposing a tariff on goods coming into the United States, anywhere from 10 to 20% on all imports. 10 to 20% on all imports. Because it's the same thing that we have to do. Every time that we send something to another country, we have to pay those tariffs. Now, that's pretty hard to comprehend, but it needs to be the same on both sides of the ocean. And they want to impose a 60% import tax on China. How does that help out the country? Because they'll just hand it off to the consumers. Well, then you won't consume it. If it costs too much, you're going to go, yeah, I'll just wait till the prices come down. I mean, how many TVs do you really need? Trump's changing views on the Affordable Care Act. Okay. Trump has repeatedly tried to overturn Obamacare. Has repeatedly tried to do that. Now he's pretty much given up and says, yeah, we'll just overhaul it. It's gotten so bad that about the best we can do is overhaul it and make it work like it's supposed to. So that's all they had. Oh, the misrepresentation of Trump's bleach comment. There was actually more to it than that. He was talking about light, using light to actually get rid of the coof. But see, this is if these are the only things that they tried to do the fact checks, because it seems to me that Melissa, you stupid idiot, you could have easily done the fact checks on the lies that the Democrat Party was saying. Affordable for who? Affordable for, people like Obama and the Democrats and the Republican, your overlords. That's what makes it affordable. See, the problem is AP couldn't even get their facts correct. Like, we pointed out multiple times the lies that they were telling. Almost throughout the entire thing. I mean, it was just nonstop. Top of lies on top of lies. So here we go. Spanish woman believed to be the oldest person in the world passed away at the age of 117. Now, Maria Bareñas, the American-born Spaniard. Well, that would make her an American. Considered the world's oldest person, 117 years old, has passed away. Her family said on Tuesday. Her family wrote in Caitlin, Maria has left us. She has gone the way she wanted, in her sleep, at peace, and without pain. So I guess there's this research group that validates the details of people thought to be 110 or older. And she was the oldest person known in the world after the death of French nun Lucille Randon last year. The next oldest person listed by the research group is now Japan's Tomiko Aituka, which is 116 years old. So Brandis was born in San Francisco, March 4th, 1907, which would have been 3 years after my grandfather on my father's side came across the ocean to the United States. After living some years in New Orleans, where her father founded a magazine, her family returned to Spain when she was young. She had memories of crossing the Atlantic Ocean during World War I. Her account is called, care because she's old, very old, but not an idiot. Exactly. At 113, she tested for COOF during the pandemic, but avoided developing any severe symptoms that claimed tens of thousands of older Spaniards. At the time of her death, she was living in a nursing home in Catalan town of Olat. Family wrote that Branas told them days before her death, "I don't know when, but very soon this long journey will come to an end. Death will find me worn down from having lived so much, but I want to meet it with a smile, free and satisfied." Well, isn't that sweet? That's really special. That is really special. Yeah, they had a lot of difficulty. Howdy, y'all. How you doing? How you doing? They can't perform fact checks on the Democrat Party, but they determined that their entire organization was a lie and be forced to be disbanded. I don't know. That's the thing. There are some truths that they tell, but it's so far and few in between. If they would just focus on the truth, it would be easy. The shock keeps killing them. I know. We in Source, we bring immigrants to manufacture the goods in-house, still slave labor. Yeah. Howdy. How you doing? Good morning. There's supposed to be balance there. You couldn't sleep because you got cold. It's 54 in Cookeville, Tennessee. Ooh, that sounds chilly. Heavy. That's like my wife's happy place right there. Keyword supposed. That's true. That is true. Supposed. Well, it is surprising because, of course, I'm not finding some of the things that they want to talk about. And most of these things are barely touched on. Tallahassee, Florida. Some Florida counties had difficulty Tuesday reporting the primary election results to the public because of an unspecified glitch. Well, wait till you hear what the unspecified glitch is involving a vendor. They said at a news conference that counties using the vendor VR systems reported the issue, which included websites timing out. So why would websites be timing out if these things are not online? The person who answered the phone at VR Systems forwarded the AP to the COO, or Chief Operating Officer, Ben Martin, who did not immediately return a voicemail seeking comment. The elections supervisor in Hillsborough County, Greg Latimer, said that in a statement that the unknown problem caused intermittent downtime and slowness on websites. Now you realize whenever they say websites, go back to plain paper ballots, where you have to show up in person and fill them out. Yes. Good morning, Volstorm. You missed Obama's speech. You're good there, Volstorm. They're using the banana stand from Arrested Development. 51%. Oh, wow. 51. I think you meant 51 degrees, but I think we got it. So Hillsborough County includes the city of Tampa. The public website is completely separate from the vote tabulation system. Okay. So what does see, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If they're saying that they're having problems with intermittent downtime and slowness on its website, that means it's connected to the internet. Yeah. Obama's speech was extra meh. Same thing that we've heard throughout the entire convention. It was an exceptionally meh. I mean, dude, he's getting paid $400,000 to do a speaking engagement. Ballstorm, if they paid you $400,000 right now, would you get up and speak at a crowd of 60 to 100,000 people, telling people how bad Trump was? I mean, come on. You know you would. Yeah, he was great at spinning. Yeah. So was Michael. But it's amazing to me that they talk about this. Websites were down, no interference with tabulation of votes, but that means it's connected to the interwebs. Public website is a complete wait. Okay, it's still connected. It's still connected. But that wasn't the only one that they had problems in, because in Butte, Montana, the southwestern Montana county recounted its primary ballots Tuesday, but the results did not change the candidates who were to advance in general election in nonpartisan races for state judgeship and the city council chief executive. The judge ordered a recount last week. Why did it take an entire week? After election officials acknowledged that about 1,000 ballots appeared to have been counted twice. Now, think about this. This was 1,143 out of 10,000 were counted twice. Oh, that's just over 10%. So just think about that. Think about that for a second. If you've got, just say, 80 million votes. 80 million votes. That means with a 10% double counting across the board, you're looking at close to 880,000 extra votes that somebody could easily get. And that's only if it's just 10%. Double that if it's 20, triple it if it's 30% of those votes being counted multiple times. Now you see why this becomes such a problem. A member of the public had questioned the number of votes tallied in the June 4th. Think about that. June 4th. June 4th is whenever the public member just won. The county's election chief said she believed someone had accidentally took ballots that had come out of a tabulator and put them in the wrong spot, causing them to be counted again. And they tell you something similar has happened in the past. She said she also noticed the voting numbers might be off during a post-election audit, but thought the numbers were still acceptable. Oh, so you would accept 10%. Obama, let's go. What's up? Hey, how's it going? What you miss? Obama. Don't worry, it wasn't anything important, Brad. It really was. You missed nothing that would have affected the world in any way, shape, or form. Republican Jason Ellsworth, president of the Montana Senate, he's appointing a special select committee to investigate the incident and determine if any changes in law are needed to be made to ensure that something similar doesn't happen again. But we've already seen this has happened in the past. They're not going to do anything to change this. It's going to continue over and over and over again. Oh, it's amazing to me that we're missing out on some of the most interesting times. Polish leader urges Nord Stream patrons to keep quiet as pipeline mystery returns to the spotlight. Warsaw, Poland, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk on Saturday reacted to reports that revive questions about who blew up the Nord Stream pipeline in 2022, saying the initiators of the gas pipeline project should apologize and keep quiet. That comment came after one of the deputies denied a claim that Warsaw was partly responsible for its damage. Wall Street Journal reported on Thursday that Ukrainian authorities were responsible for blowing up the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines in September 22, a dramatic act of sabotage that cut Germany off from key source of energy and worsened the energy crisis in Europe. Germany was partnered with Russia in the pipeline project. Poland has long said its own security interests have been harmed by Nord Stream. To all the initiators and patrons of Nord Stream 1 and 2, the only thing you should today is apologize and keep quiet. Okay. Tusk appeared to be reacting specifically to a claim by Germany's foreign intelligence agency, who told Germany daily that the attack on Nord Stream gas pipelines must have had Poland support. Hanning said Germany should consider seeking compensation from Poland and from the Ukraine. Hanning, who retired from his spy chief job, did not provide any evidence in support of her claim or his claim, but some observers noted that he observed under former German chancellor who went to work on for the Russian state-owned energy company, including Nord Stream. Shines a little light on it, doesn't it? And this will be just very quiet. Nord Stream was completed, came online in 2011. Nord Stream 2 was not finished until the fall of 21, but never became operational due to Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Weird how that happens. He did seem a little high. He kept weirdly laughing during his dramatic pauses, then his voice would crack. Well, I mean, you learn just most books are just remixes of the dictionary. I love being slow. That's good. Yeah, of course they'll make changes. They'll figure out how they were found out and make sure it doesn't happen again next time. Obama, when he does that thing where he pauses to pretend the next words are profound, but really aren't. Yeah. See, I knew that Wallstrom would want to see Obama's speech. And to me, there was no point in doing it because it was nothing but a bunch of gobbledygook. It was the same lies that we heard throughout the entire night. And it's going to be the same lies we hear again tonight. I mean, what is today? Today's Wednesday, I think, isn't it? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Yeah. So, of course, more than likely they'll have walls or something like that come out or whatever. Last night, what you missed out on, Ballstorm, is it turns out it was just a dance party. They did a dance party as they were doing the roll call. I mean, basically making a mockery of themselves. Don't worry, Hillary says she has your back, and to meet her in the woods at 2 a.m. if you ever get in trouble with Barry. There you go. Oh, that's a good plan. That is a good plan. Go hang out with Barry. Say, hey, Barry, I hear you got somebody, that you should cook for you that's going to go out here in this lake, and I wonder what he was cooking up. I do wonder what he was cooking up. So why would it be that they're talking about this all of a sudden? Civilians flee Provost as Russia's army bears down on the key eastern Ukraine city. So it looks like Ukraine went and attacked part of Russia, which is a big no-no. Took people, captured them, and what happened? Well, civilians with small children in their arms lugging heavy suitcases fled Monday from Ukraine's eastern city, where the Russian army was bearing down fast despite a lightning Ukraine incursion into Russia. Local authorities said Russian forces were advancing so quickly that families were under orders to leave the city and nearby towns and villages starting Tuesday. Around 53,000 people still live in this little town, officials said, and some of them decided to get out immediately. People of all ages boarded trains and buses with their belongings that they could carry. Some wept as they waited to depart. Soldiers kept the elderly with their bags, and volunteers helped people with disabilities. Rail workers wore bulletproof vests. Oh. So they had noise of explosion, bombardments. They filled the air, fled the country, led to a nearby village where less than 6 miles from the front line. It was terrifyingly scary, she told the AP. We barely got out. Well, it says that this is one of Ukraine's main defense strongholds and key logistics hub in the particular region. Its capture would compromise Ukraine's defense abilities and supply routes that would bring Russia closer to its stated aim of capturing the entire region. Yeah, I guess going and trying to pick a slap fight with Russia was not a good idea, was it? Guess that didn't work out too well for you. So they went into and captured 92 settlements inside the Kursk region. But that's not having much harm to Russia. Weird how that works. All the OnlyFans girls live there. Oh, do they really? I didn't know that. What was that? They don't care about policy. They just need purse strings. Look at the horrible stuff like this that they're releasing as they try to dance and sing the national anthem. Oh, they hate Americans. Well, and you guys didn't really catch Jimmy Carter's son, where he got up and said one nation left out the under God, because they're godless. These are godless people. They don't have a belief in God. They don't have that kind of core value. Yet they will bring out their tokens of priests and priestesses to come out and say things, give them their blessings for those that might actually have a belief in religion. But why is it if I search for boring Hillary Clinton, do I get the same results if I don't include Hillary Clinton? That's funny. This is funny. It's funny. The Russian border area opposite the Cerny region, Russia's relentless 6-month-long slog across Ukraine's Donetsk region following the capture of whatever. Don't care. What's happening in Ukraine is they're getting their asses handed to them by Russia. Good morning, Zach. How you doing? If I forget to say hello to anybody, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I really am not. I'm not ignoring you at all. Like I said, this is how much Obama got paid last night for that little speech that he got up and did. $400,000. That's how much he got paid. Weird, isn't it? Where is this other one that I saw? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything good that's coming out of Ukraine. I'm not seeing anything good coming out of Ukraine that's going to really change anything. Now, here you go. This is an old news story. This was on August the 9th. The U.S. announces another $125 million in military aid package for Ukraine. On August the 9th, they did that. And a few days later, guess what? They attacked Russia. Amazing how that works. Amazing how that works. They will come in and tell you one thing and do another. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Like Tim Walls, he described his family IVF experience, but they used a different procedure. Wow. Yeah. That was their that gets a little touchy, doesn't it? Whenever you keep claiming one thing and well, it was something else. It was something entirely something else. Like it didn't land well. Did not land well. Did not land well. And you know what? Turkey bacon? Turkey baster. Yeah, it was IDU. Um so I guess they think that the biggest problem that people have is embryos. And that's what they keep talking about. Is it's not the embryos. I mean, not the not how they're doing it. It's that they're basically harvesting embryos. That's I think what they're complaining about that people have a problem with. Harvesting like living creatures. Cell blobs. Oh, that's right. They call them cell blobs. Good morning, Tom Gillis. Good Lord Almighty. How are you doing? You know, we were talking about some golfing last night over on MG's. I don't play golf, so I don't know anything about this. But they were talking about a golfer that they were using his name and image and all the stuff about him. And he was at one point a sponsor for hippo clubs or hippo that particular company. And then of course the expert went and found I think it was a copper driver or something like that, or an iron, I don't remember, it's something like that. Go into about 46 minutes of MG's last night, and that's where they started talking about it. English company. It was an English company, I believe. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. It was more like a legal thing that they were talking about, how they were using this guy's image. Crazy stuff. So, how many of you? What the hell? I didn't see this. Crap. Where is it? This is crazy. Oh, here it is. I guess now that now that that Biden is off the ticket, you can check it out. Faster. Yeah. Well, no, the guy won his lawsuit. I can't remember who the golfer was. But it was somebody that pretty much got like wasted, and he went down really bad. It was pretty harsh. This right here is yeah, I just now found it. Just now found this that now that Biden is off of the ticket. I'm wondering if maybe that this particular one wasn't what caused him to be kicked off the ticket. Why they were so anxious to remove Biden out of there. This right here.
Good morning and welcome to Rising. We've got another fantastic show for you today. It is Wednesday, and this feels like it's been kind of a long week.
There's a question
already?
mark at the end of it is Wednesday.
I can't believe this week is still going.
Yeah.
It's been a long one.
We're going to have a fun show. I didn't take my ADHD medication. We're in for a good one.
Oh, all right then. Well, let's get to it. Should be exciting. So we have a bombshell report related to Hunter Biden. Newly released records show that Hunter sought State Department help while his dad was vice president. New York Times reports that Hunter, acting on behalf of a Ukrainian energy company, Burisma, you probably know it by now, requested help from the U.S. Embassy in Rome, in Italy, for a potentially lucrative business deal. Now, Hunter wrote at least one letter to the U.S. ambassador to Italy in 2016 seeking assistance for Burisma, the Ukrainian gas company where Hunter sat on the board. Now, the officials seemed uneasy.
Weird, huh? Weird. That JD is a legend. Yeah. Why not? Oh, see, I need to have Tom Gillis on one of these mornings. I just don't have any way of sending him immediate links, or I would bring him on so he could come on here and give a hard time. So you need to be like, if you've got Discord or something like that, or the Twitter, give me a shout out. I'll have you on. Yeah, Hunter Biden sought State Department help with Burisma energy company. Wow, that's really weird that you're telling me that Ukraine has an energy company?
Easy with Hunter's request and wrote back, quote, "This is a Ukrainian company, and purely to protect ourselves, USG should not be actively advocating with the government of Italy without the company going through the DOC Advocacy Center." A lawyer.
Wow. When do you think that was going to come out? You have it all. Okay. What is it? So great body control and timing, just those Diet Coke withdrawals that sneak up on him. That video he did with person is amazing. Yeah. Hunter is going to be a monkeypox patient zero. God. Jeez. So tough. How would you do that? Monkeypox agent zero. Woo.
For Hunter told the Times that Hunter's request was proper and, quote, "No meeting occurred, no project materialized, no request for anything in the U.S. was ever sought, and only an introduction in Italy was requested."
Now, these records were for.
It's just like, no, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. No, sweet innocent little Hunter. Just like he didn't have a laptop that he left in a repair shop. Not to mention Jack DC. Oh my God. He had 1,000 M&Ms and 1,000,000 DCs around. Lord.
FOIA requested, and the Biden administration withheld them for years. The State Department records were released to the New York Times only after Joe Biden ended his 2024 re-election bid.
Oh, it's cold here too. Too early for cold. Hunter grosses you out. Yeah. Just like the baggie wasn't Hunter's either. Yeah. He knows how quiet that guy. You know why they held all of that information back? They had to hold all that information back because until Joe made it so obvious that he was incapable of even handling one of the simplest debates. He looked lost and confused like he does 90% of the time. And of course, we watched yesterday Joe's speech, if you can call it that, where he went from his weird, creepy whisper to his yelling and outrage and anger that just didn't seem appropriate. Great follow on a Sure. Wow. The upper, of course. Oh, you guys are talking golf, and I know nothing of golf.
A White House spokesman told The Times President Biden was unaware that his son was reaching out to the U.S. Embassy in Italy.
No, more like he was unaware. Just that's all you need to say, as he still is.
On behalf of Burisma while he was vice president. As a reminder, Hunter will stand trial next month on charges related to evading taxes from Burisma and other foreign businesses. It's worth
And other foreign businesses. What are the other foreign businesses? I think once you start digging into what those other foreign businesses are, it's going to really be disturbing. How many pockets that Hunter's hands were in besides his own?
worth nothing while Hunter, or it's worth noting rather, that Hunter has not yet been charged with violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act.
Yet. Compromise is the word you're looking for. He's talking to China and 7 charging stations they built for EV vehicles. Yeah.
Maybe one step closer. The act requires people to disclose when they lobby the U.S. government on behalf of foreign interests. But
which they did already. I mean, we've got Joe that admitted to it.
last week, in a court filing related to Hunter's California felony tax fraud case, prosecutors indicated they have evidence that Hunter reached out to the State Department on behalf of a different foreign client, this time a Romanian businessman who is facing corruption charges.
So we're talking about...
A Romanian businessman that's facing corruption charges. You mean another one? Oh, wow. How many does it go? Is Joe still alive? Yeah, he spoke last night, you could say. Pardon incoming November-ish. I can't get past this chick talking about not taking her ADHD meds. I know. It was pretty funny.
Rome and Romania. Different things here. There's a lot to get into, a lot to unpack. This is wild. So Hunter, while his father was vice president, Hunter, on behalf of Burisma, contacted the U.S. ambassador there in order to arrange a meeting with the governor of the Tuscany region because Burisma wanted to do some kind of business deal there. This is...
You think? Your TV won't allow you to watch the DNC. That's probably a good thing.
These are our ancestors, our people, right? Oh, you gotta show me the respect to build the energy company.
What would Mussolini say? The merging together of the foreign... corporation in this state? What is this?
Amazing.
Global fascism.
So that sounds very corrupt. It's true that nothing came of it. Yes. Still showing some bad judgment on Hunter Biden's part. Clearly, the U.S. ambassador thought it reflected bad judgment because he wrote back to the vice president's son very frankly, this sounds sketchy, let's not. Now, the timeline of this being disclosed is also interesting. The Times had sought these kinds of records for a while. The State Department did not produce them.
Yeah.
That could be for a variety of reasons. I've engaged with the FOIA process before. It's a nightmare. You have to have exactly the right search criteria. It costs a lot of money on you to do it. It takes time. You don't get the records you want. The New York Times, according to this story, had sued the State Department because they were dissatisfied with their responses. And now, shortly after Joe Biden drops out of seeking re-election to the presidency, oh, here you go. Here are the records, which they say.
Yeah. Isn't that weird how that happens? State Department guy. I don't know who the big guy is, and please put your pants back on. That's awesome. That's awesome.
The Times says could be a coincidence. These things get scheduled, these releases, long time in advance. But even the Times notes in its story, which is a pretty good story, by the way, that will not satisfy people. the coincidence of the timing will not go unremarked upon.
It is crackhead behavior to just be like, I'll call.
That's crackhead behavior. I mean, she's just talked about doing ADHD medicine. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, yes, she is funny. That's crackhead behavior. Oh.
All Italy up. Let's see what they say about this deal. Also very funny of this Ukrainian energy company. Can you imagine the board discussing potentially tapping Hunter Biden for a position? Let's get the vice president's drug-addicted son to do this work with us. He'll for sure say yes, because they will do a lot of things for money.
Yeah.
And he has power. How ridiculous.
That's so wrong. We don't have flies, don't have bed bugs. Oh man. Yeah, that's gonna be for later tonight. I'm probably gonna skip a good portion of the DNC tonight because it's the same line bull crap that we've heard over the past 2 days. I think the next part I'm going to cover is going to be you miss actual music videos. Yes. Getting easily controlled. Thanks, Zach, for putting that up. I appreciate you for doing that. God, this is awesome. Oh, you know what I need to do? I haven't done this in a while. Oh man. Let me pull this thing up, because I remember that I have not done this in a little bit. And it's here, and I have to do this from one particular spot. And the way that this works is I am going to. Here we go. This is for you guys right here. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining in with me and hanging out. Jariah, you were gifted a membership. Brandon, you were gifted a membership. Matt Englishman, Colleen, Beth, you were all gifted memberships. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being supporters of this channel. That is for you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are absolutely awesome. I think that you guys support. I wouldn't be doing this if you guys weren't showing up and hanging out and having a good time. Really, it's really, really awesome. It really is. It really is awesome that you guys come in here on the mornings. Oh, try. Thank you for Marcus King was gifted a membership. That's really kind of you. That's really kind of you. I try to be, you know. I've also got another one for you that I'm going to be showing after this story. But I will say that to all you fine folks, that there's some crazy stuff going on here. Yeah, King Paco, he was videoing in response to getting served. Yeah. Yes, I know that guy in his face with the camera was rude. Yeah. Tomorrow or tonight, I'm gonna cover some what the hell stuff tonight. So that's I've got a couple of things I'm going to be covering. The main portion is going to be what the hells, but I'm also going to pull up a little bit about the most corrupt city in the U.S. right now. Someone that used taxpayer dollars to travel to different states as a mayor. So there's going to be that. But yeah, this one, whenever I saw this, it's crazy. Oh, thank you, Ozfish. I appreciate it. Shizzy's Crazy Fund. Shizzy's Crazy Fun. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I still like Toy. I really do. Like that. I like that name. I don't know why you changed it, but Toy was beautiful. It's crazy how little there is to talk about at the DNC convention. No, there really is. There isn't a whole lot to talk about at the DNC convention because it was the same rhetoric repeated over and over and over and over again. There wasn't anything new. I think they've gotten lazy. He gets crazy for free. There you go. That's true. That is true. I do get crazy for free.
Ridiculous to just send a letter and be like, hey guys, can you help us out?
I know.
Obviously, there was some tone of this, like, I'm the vice president's son, so it's in your interest to help me out. And thank God it was flagged as something that was suspicious, because can you imagine if they played ball with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that
think
would get
this
in all kinds of trouble. Holy hell, Tom Gillis. Help pay the bullshit. You know what, Tom? I've got something for you. I've got something for you. You know, you want to say it? You want to say it? There you go.
I love this shit.
Thank you, Tom Gillis. That's awesome. That is awesome. I know YouTube won't let you change it back for 12 more days. I know. I don't know what made you think about changing your name. What you do if you want to go and you want to say like mean, spiteful things on the channel, but you don't want to use your name, make a second account that doesn't link to anything. That's what I do whenever I want to be an ass on somebody's channel. Oh, thank you guys so much. You are awesome. You like the people who didn't rewrite their speeches, not a single Camelot reference. That is so true. Oh, that was funny. I still say Bernie had the best lines last night. Yeah, Bernie's lines were pretty awesome. Oh my God. Again, Raspberry Zach. Or more like, that's awesome. Good morning, Ammo's girl. Good morning. Oh, yeah. Big money, Dan. Keep doing your part. Oh, that's awesome. I have timed you out on legal stream and didn't know it was you. That's awesome. Probably. I don't think I've been on Vices for quite some time. I think I went over there and gave him a link to the updated audio. If he would have waited just like another 10 minutes, he would have had he would have been able to get it right. Holy cow, Jiraiya with the super sticker. Love it. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. $3 super sticker. Wow. My dogs are losing their minds. Oh, what is it? Let's start a trend. Double digits. Some idiot rated experts Taco Tuesday. Quick block. I raid it all the time. I raid wherever I possibly can. Oh, this is awesome. Hey, Diane G, good to see you. At least Bernie believes his BS. Yeah, and no, I will say that Bernie did have some pretty good lines of up until the point where he was being a hypocrite. Like, let's get the big money. Let's get the big money out of there. That's what he needs to do. We need to get the big money out of these donations that are coming in. Get rid of the super PACs. We need to get big tech. out of donating to both the Democrat and the Republican Party. But then he turns around and he's like they're bragging about having big tech spend money. Oh, Diane G, thank you so much. $10 super chat from Diane G. Well, I try to have a little bit of fun. Here, this is for you, Diane. Thank you, Diane. You're so awesome. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. All of his ideas are good until we pay for this by taxing the rich. Yeah. But it's the billionaires. It's the billionaires. Like a single mom on Friday night dropping the kids at grandma's for the weekend. Like a single mom on Friday night. That's awesome. Yeah, he went after Big Pharma. But yeah, he went after Big Pharma. There's so many things. There's so many levels to that. I mean, there really was. And like I said, with Volstorm and Diva last night, we couldn't even make it through the whole thing without just going without having to pause and just shake our heads and go, what did they just say? That's such a lie. Little Pharma is the streamy guy. Well, that's just not weed, man. It's oregano's. We did have a lot of fun last night. And there's only so many times that you can hear the same rhetoric spoke over and over again. And, that's why I wanted to start this morning out by looking at what Obama had to say. And it wasn't anything. He really said close to nothing. Good morning, Heidi. How are you doing? Heidi. How you doing? God. All right, let's finish this story out because I got a new one for you that I want to show you.
This did not come out already. We might not have learned about this at all, I guess, if Biden had just continued running for a re-election. I know we don't know that for sure, that the timing is like, well, it doesn't matter now, so we might as well not get ourselves in legal jeopardy and actually release the records. This, makes more of a case for charging Hunter Biden with violating the Foreign Registration Act. If you're lobbying on behalf of a foreign government, you have to register, and he didn't. Lobbying on behalf of the Ukrainian government. Again, should point out, Donald Trump was impeached over some of his conduct relating to, for the first time, the wanting an inquiry into Biden Ukrainian business dealings. It was a little bit more complicated than that. So this was made into a major national political issue. The president at the time was impeached over it. No evidence Joe Biden knew about what Hunter was doing, but still very bad judgment on Hunter's part. I wonder if there will not be repercussions for it. Again, we just have to keep in mind the tremendous gaslighting that went on from everyone who was defending Hunter in the media over the last few years in terms of, the laptop versus the laptop's nothing. This is all, this is a Russian plant. It's made up. Well, no, it's actually true. It reflects, there's a lot of interesting information in here. Draw your own conclusions, but it is.
Yeah, this is the election. Orange Man Badlands and sense of civil rights back 100 years. Yeah, yeah, that is so true. That is so true. Big Mike Obama's looking more like himself in Sofa Space Golf DNC. Hey, K. Marshall, good to see. Hey, Mass. Is it true that there's no evidence? Was there not some phone call Biden listened in on? Yeah.
Is true. The influence peddling is now so well substantiated. The idea that he tried to involve his father in his schemes is clearly substantiated, that he was trading on his father's name. Yes, yep. I agree. There is no evidence so far that Joe Biden participated in that. He was not a willing participant. He didn't know he was calling in or who he was being introduced to at that dinner or when he appeared on the phone. But Hunter was clearly trying to rope him in to these very corrupt-seeming schemes, and he should face accountability for that. Not accountability for for buying a gun when he was addicted to drugs, which is the charge he faced. That's a very silly charge compared to lobbying on behalf of a foreign government, trying to get our government to do things on behalf of his business relationship because he's connected to the vice president.
Is it a foreign government or a foreign company? Right, the Ukrainian energy company is privately owned, but I think
yeah, but in Ukraine it's.
Yeah. Is it a foreign thing? Is it a foreign thing? I mean, think about it. Does it have anything to do with like something like this? U.S. announces 125 million military aid package for Ukraine. I mean, if you follow where the money goes, does it go to Ukraine, or is it going to other things? Are they actually getting the military relief that they need? Weird, huh? Really weird how that works. Like, which one is it? Is it real or is it Memorex? There we go. This is what I wanted to show you guys.
Okay, guys, we are not coming back here for a couple weeks because nothing's going on. So we're gonna move our ladder so nobody yoinks it. And he put his hand down, and then vice versa. It's kind of like, can I get both of you with your hands up? This is going to be called the White House Experience, run by the White House Historical Association, and you'll be able to come in here and, well, sit in the Oval Office. And all right, let's go out into DC and do some DC stuff. I'm going to take you down there. I'm going to show you the U-Haul if it's still there, and we'll try to see what's inside it. Since I still have a credential, we can go back on the North Lawn and take a look. Also, in Chicago, VH92, the new Marine One, first flight of the... Let's get the big camera box and the blue tarp. Let's go around a little farther. Not a whole lot. There are gardeners over here. Looks like he's got a power wash. Yeah, I was telling you they were power washing the other day. And that's the power washer there that they were using with that crane up on the north portico. All right, there's the back of the truck. A couple of buckets, couple of coolers, looks like some gasoline. Oh, there's a couple water bottles, a couple ladders, scaffolding gear. Not that interesting. The guy just got out of the front door of it. Looks like a painter or a grounds crew wearing a yellow shirt.
Yeah, so they were just like, a U-Haul all of a sudden showed up at the White House as after Biden left. So what was going on? Well, don't know. We don't know what actually happened. Don't know what exactly going on there. Huh. But we do have one more thing, and this is what I'm going to be covering tonight. Just to give you, they just had the wrong address. Yeah, Jeremy wants those totes. Really important stuff, the top secret stuff. They has to be put somewhere. Yeah. The Bidens are starting to pack up all their furniture and move out. No, just what they want to keep. Just the stuff they want to keep. Like, if I'm not mistaken, they went through, like, the White House staff went through right before Trump came in and did a whole bunch of damage to a whole bunch of, moving parts, things that probably would have got them in trouble. It's a big possibility they could have gotten in a lot of trouble for the things that they were doing. Now, this right here is what I'm going to be covering tonight. Part of what I'm going to cover tonight, because I thought it was pretty important, pretty interesting stuff here. because it is going to be just one of those kinds of stories that's going to blow you out. But before I do that, I've got to go get myself some more coffee. So grab yourself a cup, go warm it up, and I'm going to give you just a short coffee break song, and I'll be right back.
Sandy shores, get a tan, Rambo the orangutan. Driving a golf cart, oh man, Rambo is half crazy, yes he can. Well, that SOB's a sight to effing see. Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Whoa, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Shizzy on the dunes, coffee in hand. Rambo is a loon, and Shizzy is, well, that is too dirty to say here. Shizzy on the dunes, coffee in hand. Rambo is a loon, and Shizzy is that is too dirty to say here, Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Otters in the surf, hummingbirds in the sky. Rambo honks the horn and spits in Shizzy's eye. Oh my! Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last.
All right, there we go. Yeah. Oof. That nice warm, tasty cup of coffee in the morning. And those of you that drink tea, well, you can just take your happy ass back over to England. I'm just kidding. No, I don't care if you drink whatever you're drinking in the morning, coffee, tea, bourbon, whatever. Whatever it happens to be your drink of choice. Oh, I saw this and it made me really sad to see this next thing I'm going to show you. And a lot of you probably already know what this is. Right here. If you hadn't seen this, this is part of what I'm going to cover tonight.
She just made a comment that was a little off to me.
Gotcha. What was the comment she made?
Just that she had was trying to get a lady somewhere to make her a title or get her a title, and they said, "Why do you need to do that? We can just get a salvage title. It's as easy as that. You apply for the title and you can get it."
Gotcha. She been living here, or?
She was visiting.
Okay.
She came here. Jeremy Hales asked her to come and save my daughter.
Yeah, look at that hellhole and also the stolen trailer. Yeah, whenever you see this, just imagine open raw sewage. Open raw sewage. People living in this state of affairs. They've got a stolen trailer sitting right there. It didn't have that smell yet. Oh, I bet the smell was there. I would bet that the smell was there, but I would imagine that it's just gotten much worse. You can almost smell that place. I know. Got coffee started this morning. Look, the puppy out, and I come back to coffee maker broke and had to dig out my spare and start over. Oh, I give it 5 banjos. Yeah. Makes me feel better about the condition of my yard. Yes. Yeah, that's true. I know the feeling. My yard's pretty nice. Man, this was well over a year ago. It didn't have all that smell yet. I don't know.
called me. She said, I got to take my kids to their dad. Can I come see you for 2 weeks? And I said, yes. Her transmission went out on her car, and it's ended up being what it is. But I told her last week she couldn't come back because she brought some man here. We don't do that. I don't give it if you want to sleep with somebody or where you do it at his house.
Oh.
I got a sick kid.
Right.
So I put a stop to that, and then her behavior got a little weird.
So she hasn't been back since then?
Nope.
Okay.
She came and got some stuff.
Where'd you get the VIN number from on it?
John, where'd you get the VIN number? What? Where'd you get the VIN number?
Right there.
Where?
In a rooster.
Oh, by the rooster. Right here. With Jeremy doing everything he's doing to me, I can't afford any freaking problems.
Gotcha.
Really? No, she's not yelling. But, you know, the first thing that she said was, all the things that Jeremy's doing to me, I can't afford any problem. My wife does a lot of planting. If you go and look, I have a video on my channel somewhere that shows like the renovations we've done to our backyard. It's amazing the transformation that it's taken from whenever we first moved in there. Yeah, toe fork has been.
If it is stolen, it's got to get out of here. He brought it here.
Who did?
Tracy Johnson, that's
Tracy
her
Johnson?
ex-husband.
Okay.
And some other dude brought it.
Give me 1 second. 5756. Do I have the VIN number confirmed? It's going to send us. One uniform Juliet Bravo Juliet 0 Bravo.
That's a good distance away. I mean, because you know it's not that far to get to Jacksonville from Orlando. I mean, it's a pretty short drive. So yeah, sometimes I'm working on in your yard while listening to me. Oh, thanks. That's awesome, man. They may be able to change some of the VINs, but it's also stamped into the vehicle and you can't change them. And they started doing that because people would take out they pop out the windshield and take off the VINs and switch them out. A lot of things don't mention. Yeah, that's right, Mayor Dan. Good to see you, Mayor Dan. 2 hours to Jacksonville. Yes, my nephews are in Orlando. Both of them are now going to the same college, and their mom and pop took them to went there just to go visit for the day, get them all settled in, and yeah, it's just a short drive. I mean, not 2 hours isn't bad. I mean, it takes me about that to get to Macon from where I'm at. So this stuff, what's that? This stuff reminds you of the DNC, same drama, different day. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Bravo Romeo 2 Kilo 1 Charlie 10083. Should come up to J code RB Charlie.
You guys do you have audio?
Yeah.
Okay, is it on?
Yep.
Can FOIA request it to make sure that everyone knows I didn't do anything wrong?
I got you.
No, I'm terrified.
Let me go throw my raincoat on real quick.
Yeah, this guy ain't stopping, man. I don't.
Oh, Tinkle Tits McGee. Good to see you. Good morning. And yes, it is an awesome name. Tinkle Tits has one of the best names. I will say that we've always had a good time with Tinkle Tits. And the thing is we've got he's very intelligent. Knows his computers. Let's put it that way. Knows his computers very well. So, if Tinkle Tits is telling you to do something on your computer, be careful. Be careful. Don't open that. Don't open it. Don't click on it. Those poor ducks are like, please. No, they're like ducks in water. They're just as happy as can be. Their little corkscrews are. Never mind. wasn't me. Oh, nice. Nice. That's gotta be good. Yeah, see? Yeah, he's like, that's a big old boy right there. He's wearing an orange tarp.
What? I've been in contact. Okay, Sarah, thank you. Okay, all right, thank you.
Was she gonna say, oh?
Sarah is my investigative reporter that's helping me with this Hales case. Mm-hmm. She knows Jamie.
Oh. So someone named Sarah is her investigator. Thanks, Sheriff boy. Boy, you're gonna have to come over here. Okay, this video is putting you to sleep. Good night, Nosy Rosie. You have a good evening. Lynette will pay the price. I feel bad for Jeremy and George and for the employers. Oh. So she's got an investigator. Huh.
Very, very well. So
Jamie Johnson, or no?
Jamie Starr Johnson.
Okay, and that's the female that was here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
J.D. Starr
I've been in
Johnson?
constant contact with her about everything, anything going on here.
Huh.
So
how did she say she got it?
Shara? It was Shara. Okay. Her Hales case has nothing to do with it. But she has to blame him for everything. Yeah. And they sleep in. oh. Jeremy calls her Shart. Ah.
Well, I know how Jamie got it.
How'd she get it?
I was here. Jamie said her ex-husband was going to pay her off child support by giving her a camper that she could pull home and live in Indiana. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, well, she said, can I put it on your property till I get there? And I'm like, yeah.
As you might imagine, there's been quite a few lies told already. Number one, I never asked Jamie Starr Johnson to come to Otter Creek. Jamie and Lynette, or we should say Licenette, actually planned this get-together well beforehand. Then Jamie reached out to me and I said, hey, if you're the godmother, maybe you ought to do something. We've shared all these messages and the timeline and the text in the past. And now a camper being used to pay off child support, that doesn't work anywhere. No. Especially in Florida. When you owe back child support, you only pay with cash. Yep. You can't pay with equity in campers, especially stolen ones.
And what was her husband's name?
Tracy Johnson.
Let me grab my paper real quick. Follow me real quick.
Really? You sure? None of the Hoosiers claim any of this? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. The journalist and the who's cringe? I don't know who's cringe. Everybody's cringe if you really think about it. Her Hales case has nothing to do with this. Oh my gosh. That's so weird. Why do we give this dude minutes of your lives? Minutes of your lives. Because you want to, or you don't want to. It doesn't matter. It's not about him. That's the thing. It's not about him. It's about the status of this child and bringing this stuff to light. So that right there is what this is about. And the thing is you don't have to like Jeremy, you don't have to like me, you don't have to like Lynette, you don't have to like anybody. Face gives you cringe when you looked in the mirror upon waking up today. Yeah. It's surprising to me that this is showing the status of this place and the things that are being told where people are saying that it is really Hobo Camp here, we can do better, y'all. It's really amazing that this kind of bad about getting his child abused, about getting him away from the abuse. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. If it wasn't for YouTube, none of this would have come to light, and there's a possibility that things wouldn't be moving forward. That's right there. Yeah. That child should not have to live this kind of situation. Good morning, Connie. How you doing? Corruption in Old Mayor was what hooked you watching. You know, here's the thing. What got me interested was the judge in this case. That right there is what got me interested. And seeing the shenanigans that he was that he was involved in some of the most egregious parts of the justice system, and that right there was what really drew me to this particular story. I had never heard of the Hales, never was into the storage wars kind of thing, or the buying the storage stuff. But the more I looked into it, how much that he was doing just for the community, and these are things that he doesn't have to brag about, because other people are bragging on him for doing. That's where it becomes really important. Oh, thank you so much. How dare you? You're awesome, Shizzy. Well, thank you, Oz. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Toy. I really do. Talking about the lawlers and the troll channels. Yeah. Is it Jeremy's a good man? He's been, yeah, he does want to protect the child, but he's also limited on what he can do. See, this is the thing. Yeah, see, here's the thing, Toy. I could say so many things about other creators, but that would be something you would have to take up with MLS. That would be something that MLS and Jeremy have to work out. If you wanted to really dig deep on it, you could dig really deep on that. And I would suggest, and just a thought, is look into the backstory on that. And if you look at the backstory on that, you'll begin to understand that there's no winner in that situation. Because this isn't about Jeremy. This isn't about what the Hales. This isn't about MLS. This isn't about anybody at all. See, when you become part of the story, things like that happen. And that right there is what becomes an issue. And I like Jeremy. I think he's a really good guy. I like MLS. I think he's a good guy. But if you go to the backstory on all of that, I'm not going to become part of their story at all. That's not my job at all. So whenever people want to, throw shade on Jeremy or MLS for that fact of things that have been said or done, that would be something that you would have to take up with them. I'm not getting involved, because that is their story, that is their deal, and they'll deal with it, hopefully, as two grown people. Exactly. There's no reason for me to get involved in a spat that's going on between two people. I don't take sides on it. And I've said this before, I'm sure that there's some good in Lynette. Couldn't tell you what it is, because all she's shown is some of the most vile, contemptible kinds of things. And yeah, I don't get into it. Sad as F. You can't change people. Exactly. Thank you, Debbie.
Can you come back slowly?
It does.
Oh, God. Sorry. Bad mouth.
I'll put some clothes
That's
on,
fine.
woman.
No, you gotta do what you gotta do.
All that stuff under it, is that all hers?
Everything under it and in it is hers. Keeping against the dog.
I got you.
Thank you very much. Boy, I appreciate you too. I really do.
And I know she has bought a lot of stuff.
How you spell her name? T-R-A?
Yes.
No,
Grandfather's
he
smart.
Is the one,
Oh,
Tracy.
he. Okay, so Tracy, T-R-A-C.
I don't know, E-Y or Y. Tracy Johnson is all I know his name is.
All right, and then hers was what?
It's Jamie Starr Johnson.
J-A-M-I-E?
Yep. I shouldn't be recording this just because I don't want to.
Johnson.
I'm not going to aim it at you or nothing. I'm just
That's
gonna
fine.
record it.
Do you know her contact information?
I'm looking for something too.
Yep.
What's her phone number?
Hold on.
You know,
I don't know.
I got you. If you could come around to this corner. So I can't I don't got a wet proof pad.
I won't scratch it.
That'll work.
I'll try not to let it. There we go.
That way if it
I
goes,
don't, yeah, and I don't care. I don't care if I get it.
What was that? If Trump doesn't win, we're screwed. What was that? His last words are literally, if Trump doesn't win, we're screwed. He died in August of 2020. Oh, I'm sorry for that loss. Yeah, he was definitely a wise man. Yeah, that right there is what is really important. I mean, you know, as much as I've covered the Hale stuff, there's certain things that I don't cover that the Hales talk about and do. You know, there's no reason to, because it's just a bunch of drama stuff. EMTs set him up and asked, "What day is it? And who is the president?" That's awesome. Oh my God. This girl from Australia, I started watching some of her stuff. So tonight, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be covering this with what the Hales. I've also got some Sarah Boone stuff that I'm going to be covering, and I've got like I said, the DNC is going to do what the DNC does. It's the same rhetoric that we've heard. Thursday, I'll probably be covering parts of it, but not the whole thing. I'm going to be covering a few other things. But this one here, this next one I'm about to show you, is what people tend to notice, and it's so bad that someone from Australia that happens to pick up on it. Here we go. Sky News Australia.
Lefties losing it, and the DNC lunacy has really kicked into gear. We've even got NBA coach Steve Kerr, take a knee, Kerr. He was there and he had a message for Donald Trump.
In the words of the great Steph Curry, we can tell Donald Trump, night, night.
No.
What's up, brother?
Steve Kerr needs to shut up and go coach.
Yes, he does. Yes, Mayor Dan. So think about this. Lynette contacted his village. And for what? They have nothing to do with what's going on in Florida. Exactly.
Well, you've got those people out there who they so want to get back at the other party that they just keep grasping at straws.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
all that is.
Hey, Jariah. I think every one of us has someone in our lives. We just want to change their path, but we have no respite because we're just as bad. Yes. That is so true. That is
Not
very
me,
true.
I'm wonderful. First lie I've told today.
Yes. Today.
Today.
I just figured this since he hated Democrats, he was a Republican. That's when I learned about nuance. Yeah. That is the very truth right there. It is, and I've said this before, I've got people in this channel that are Republican. I've got people in this channel that are independent, that are Democrats, and I don't ever want anybody to go after them because of their political affiliations.
No,
whenever
look, I've got my own opinions about politics, but when it comes down to it, if I'm talking to you one-on-one, I'm more focused on that than I am what your political views or where you're from or any of that stuff.
right.
It's so that's the problem with politics is it's so in and of itself, it's so divisive anyway. And you don't
Right.
it causes you not to look at the person that's sitting across from you.
Exactly. Vote Republican. Don't tell anyone that taxes theft.
Well, it is.
It is. And it's and that's the thing is my wife and I. She knew whenever we first started dating my thoughts on in my political beliefs. But that's not what we enjoyed each other for. We had a lot of the same goals. Same way as I knew what her political beliefs were. And we always make this joke that the only reason that I vote is to cancel out her vote.
Yeah, because in the end, that's what happens. You just end up canceling out each other's votes.
I mean, and there's people that we've both voted for on the same side, just because I thought that they would be the best candidate for that. Their policies were in line with it. You know, I don't sit there and vote like straight red, straight blue. Neither does my wife. But you know, generally, whenever I'm looking at the general election, I want to hear what both candidates are about. And currently, we don't have a Democrat candidate that's telling you what they're about, except they're just against, Orange Man bad.
Yeah, I mean that's why I waited before I got married because I wanted somebody that shared my core beliefs. And
Exactly.
And she still decided to marry me anyway.
I still shake my head. I still shake my head. What drove her to that insanity?
There were a lot of pudding pops involved, let me tell you.
But you still have the same core beliefs.
Right. Exactly.
And that was the same way with my wife we have a lot of the same core beliefs. And she's not one of those anti-Second Amendments at all.
Well,
she's just
what's so funny is there's so many Democrats that I run into that are not anti-Second Amendment either.
Yeah.
So,
because they seen where that leads.
Yeah. Well, plus, I mean, let's face it, when you live in the South, there's a lot of rural area, and it's just it was a way of life, and we weren't stupid with them.
Exactly.
You didn't even think twice about, if there was a firearm in the home. Nope. You didn't think twice about, no, you don't touch that. No, you don't do something stupid with it.
Yeah. You don't point that thing at somebody, to make a joke out of it.
Right.
It's not. It's like a hammer.
Yes.
It's a tool.
Yes.
And if you're going to threaten someone with a hammer, that's stepping over the bounds.
Right.
You start swinging a baseball bat at somebody, and you're just like, that's not cool.
Right.
You don't do that. And
it's no
that's
different.
It is no different in most people's eyes of, you're threatening somebody. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It's just not appropriate.
Buck, Alec Baldwin, you and Chad today.
Man, he lucked out so much. Alec lucked out on that so much.
Alec Baldwin has left the chat.
You saw that just now? Oh,
that's great.
I mean, he lucked out in that case. Like,
oh my God, he did.
Like seeing that unfold, it was just like, oh, you lucky son of a buck.
Well, especially after watching his initial interview with the police, where he just kept talking, I was like, oh, he's screwed.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, case dismissed.
Do you think that was on purpose?
I think that's a nervous tick he has.
No. I mean,
What?
do you think it was on purpose that they lost the case?
Don't know. Good question.
Because you have to remember that New Mexico is very, very, very much left leaning.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that it is, but it's very much so a very left leaning,
Yeah, I knew they were.
state. Which I didn't realize that whenever I lived there. Just because the way that people were just a little bit more like, leave me alone, let me do what I want to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm here to make money, and just move on. But whenever you really start digging into it, it's just like, no, it's pretty left leaning. It has been for quite some time.
What kind of economy does it have? Because I mean, when you
Oil.
think of what
Oil.
See, that's surprising because when you think of the other states around it, you can think of, okay, they're famous for this or they have this. When I think of New Mexico, I really don't think of much.
They
I just
have
don't.
they have actually some pretty good skiing in New Mexico. What was that movie TV show? Oh God. It was big back like in the 70s or 80s. Where the guy moved from New Mexico, went to New York City or something like that. Yeah, New Mexico has good amount of oil. It's also big on military.
Yeah.
Because that's where they dropped the first nuclear bomb.
Oh, they tested. Oh,
Yeah.
is that where Los Alamos is?
Yeah, Los Alamos,
Oh,
New
okay.
Mexico.
Okay.
Right outside of El Paso.
Oh, okay.
I mean, to go from Los Alamos to El Paso is like 10-15 minute drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they have White Sands Missile Range. Well, it's White Sands where they dropped the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people forget New Mexico exists, which is pretty awesome. Like, that was one of the best parts about living in New Mexico, is people just didn't really mess with you. And like, but then you also got the backwards ass people that are a lot like Lynette. I mean, it's like one extreme to the next where
Dude, Shizzy, you know as well as I do, there's people like Lynette all over the South. You and I have both seen these people.
Yeah, I've been to those places multiple times. Just like, this is crazy.
Those people are all over Tennessee because I've seen them and I've avoided them.
Yeah. It's a gas station on the way to Texas. Well, and see, because I used to work in El Paso where I lived in New Mexico. I would have to either go down through Carlsbad into El Paso, it was just sort of a long, boring drive. So I'd take a little bit of a little bit longer route, and I would go up through Cloudcroft and then drop down in which Cloudcroft. Imagine you've got it like 90 degrees where I lived at in the desert.
Yeah.
You get to Cloudcroft, and it would be like 33 degrees, and there would still be snow on the ground. And
Wow.
then you'd come out of that and then go past White Sands Missile Range, and sometimes they would shut down the highway as they were test firing missiles.
Right.
You know, it's like they'd shut it down in both ways, and then Cloudcroft is very beautiful. There is a Carlsbad, New Mexico. Yeah, that in Carlsbad, New Mexico is where you get potash from. They also have the salt flats out there that they use to wash that off. And if you think about this, potash goes for like pennies for a ton. I mean, it's inexpensive, but they use potash in just about everything that you've got. So, like your computers, potash is being used in. It's being used in cars, just like so much stuff.
I knew my computer was high.
Yeah. So I mean, my stepfather worked in the potash mines. Yeah, it was a little bit of a drive. Yeah, potash. Yeah, Carlsbad Caverns are amazing. Yeah, so see, traffic in Carlsbad now. There's lots of oil field workers everywhere. I mean, there was people there from like Jal, New Mexico that do a lot of work in the oil field. I mean, that's the biggest hiring is oil fields out there.
Yeah.
They got a big boom in like the 70s, and then there was a bust in the 80s, and then it sort of started booming again in the 80s. And then with the pipeline construction that was going on, it started booming again, and then Biden came in and shut that thing down. New Mexico is a beautiful state. I mean, you can go up to like Taos, you can go out to places like Albuquerque. Albuquerque is like flat and all on a grid pattern. So if you've ever wondered what a grid pattern city looks like, Albuquerque is like the best example of it, because each one of the streets from the center out are numbered. Like, so if you're in the center and you go one direction, it's like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th Street. And then on the opposite direction, it's all like tree names, and those tree names start with Ash and work their way to Beach. And so you always know where you're at by where those street numbers are. It's just like, oh, they're on Beach, and I'm on Tea Leaf or something like that. Then you know that you've got to go like that many blocks to get to where you're going.
I'm on Peachtree.
Peachtree. That's only really in Georgia. Lisa with 5 memberships, gifted 5 memberships. He was Cheryl Sharp, Lady Autumn Sky, Don McKean, Dawn Wingott, Wittenhagen. Awesome. And Glennis Wright. Awesome. Thank you so much, Heidi. That is so kind of you. That's so kind of you. I'm going to have to give her I have to give her a gift. Here you go. It's a Shrek printing. It's a pretty good printer here. So you turn it to its side.
Oh God. That's like that. Have you shown the mask yet?
Have I shown him the mask yet? Which mask?
From last night.
Oh, last night. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I do have that mask. Well, I'll show that on the next super chat. That'll get the next super chat. They'll get to see the mask.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, there was just that's when every street in Atlanta has a peach in it. Northwest Peachtree Parkway. It has the most amount of Peachtree streets. Peachtree is like a lot of them.
Peachtree, Dunwoody.
Yeah. Peachtree Industrial, Peachtree North, Peachtree East, Peachtree South. Yeah, it's silly.
I know Risa. You did that wonderful, generous thing, and then he called you by the wrong name.
Did I say what did I say?
You said Heidi. You called her Heidi.
Did I?
Yes.
Risa, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ Almighty. I'm sorry, Risa. Oh, man. Oh, I am so sorry. Thank you. Thank you. I'm an idiot. Here, I'll make it up to you. Make it up to you. How's that sound? I'll give her a mask. Your wife just about lost it whenever I showed that.
Oh, dude. I was like, what is that, snorkel?
It took her a second. She was like, oh my God.
Yeah. The delayed reaction was perfect.
Yes, it was. Oh, let's hear this here for because this is them talking about Biden's speech on the first night.
The Warriors coach had a lot more to say than just that. He spoke about why he was there, making a fool of himself, why he backs the Democrats. He explained what he looks for in a leader.
I believe that leaders must display dignity.
Unlike
I believe
you.
that leaders must tell the truth.
Got it. Dignity and truth. Let's get a dose of that with the leader that Steve Kerr backs right now, Joe Biden, who spoke sometime after Kerr. It was way past his bedtime, and it was a manic, incoherent rant. He told women they had no electrical or electoral power. Try to figure this out.
Women are not without electoral.
We watched that. It was so funny.
Oh, they have electrical power, Joe.
No, I think he was talking about electrical tools.
Oh, they have electrical tools.
Oh, Risa, angry. Thank you for the super chat. Here, I'll give you a taste. Just a taste.
Oh God.
I can't help it. Right, mates. Oh, shimmy on pitch and rise up lights. That's awesome. Women equal Amish. I think it's ran out. Oh, we know you're not angry. Women have electrical power. It's usually in the... Oh, jeez. Captain Kern, shame on you.
I didn't imply anything.
Or political power. No kidding.
No kidding. But let's just get back to that dignity thing Steve Kerr was talking about, dignity and truth. And here we see that sort of glorious dignity of Biden repeating verifiable lies to sow racial division. And in doing so, he even invoked the name of his dead son. It's not very dignified in my book.
He does that every time.
The same exact anti-Semitic bile that was heard in Germany in the early 30s. Neo-Nazis, white supremacists, the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, but we know who he supports, and we know that that is the same thing that this candidate that they've put out in front has said the same stuff.
His poor Alzheimer's is kicking in. He's raging up on stage.
Yeah.
When the president was asked what he thought had happened, Donald Trump said, and I quote,
"You're the president. Lest you forget, you're the president." I think he forgets this.
There are very fine people on both sides.
Yeah, we proved that one wrong.
My God. That's what he said. That is what he said and what he meant. That's when I realized, had to listen to the admonition of my dead son, I could not stay on the sidelines. So I ran.
So dignified, so truthful, so full of joy. That demented diatribe was, of course, devoid of fact. We told you that years ago. It's all on video. The fine people hoax is just that. Trump did condemn the neo-Nazis and racists unequivocally.
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
And yet, years later, the Democrats from Joe Biden down continue to push that dangerous, divisive lie, even after President Trump was almost assassinated. It's beyond despicable. But Steve Kerr thinks it's dignified and full of truth and unity. Now, old Joe also seemed confused because he credited himself, and particularly Kamala, for reopening schools during the pandemic.
During the pandemic, Kamala and I helped states and cities get their schools back open.
Kamala helped get the schools back open? Really? Do the Democrats think we have forgotten they ran attack ads against Donald Trump for wanting to reopen schools?
Yep.
Remember this?
Desperate to reopen schools because he thinks it will save his re-election.
We have to open the schools.
Critical shortage of PPE.
Threatening their funding.
When they don't open their schools, we're not going to fund them.
Ignoring how the virus spreads, risking teachers and parents' lives, going against the advice of experts.
It's had very little impact on young people.
Trump was 100% right there. The virus had very little impact on young, healthy kids, and schools should have never been closed. And that was only one of the many, many verifiable lies uttered on the DNC stage by Biden and others. Indeed, the whole thing seemed to be less about Kamala and Walz and the
Here's the other thing that nobody talks about anymore. You know why they were pushing not to reopen schools? Because the teachers union said, oh, well, this is dangerous. And the fact of the matter is the teachers didn't want to go back to work.
Yep. They were collecting a paycheck.
The virus. Yes,
exactly.
They were sitting at home, collecting a paycheck, whether the students paid attention or not. They would get on there, do their online lesson or send them homework or whatever. And they didn't have to do anything.
They only had to work for
the teachers unions push for the schools to remain closed.
Yes. Because it was cheaper, they didn't have to power up a school. They didn't have to spend any money on that. They could spend all of their money on a teacher that would only be online for a couple of hours a day. That was it.
Yep. Morning, Stacy.
And hey, how's it going? Good to see you, Stacy. Long time no see. All you have to say is one word there. You know what it is, Volstorm.
What's that?
Only one word that Stacy likes to hear. Or one name, I should say.
I can't do that in this hotel room. The whole damn hotel will hear me.
Yeah, I know. They'll be like, what happened? Yeah, you can't really blame them. They were getting away with it. Blame the people in power. Exactly.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was so much easier for them to collect a paycheck, not having to open up schools. They closed schools, they closed businesses, they took control of Americans, made them fearful and dependent on the government. And
Bingo.
that right there.
And that's the ultimate goal.
But it did give toys some new electrical devices.
If you look at every procedure that they want to propose, ask yourself, are they trying to make people more independent, or are they trying to make people have to depend on the government?
Yes. Like every single move so far that the Democrats have been making has been making people more dependent on the government in every single step of the way.
Yep.
Democrats' vision, and really all about Trump.
Trump, Donald Trump,
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, Donald Trump,
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump,
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Sounds like a song.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Trump.
Who in the hell does he think he is? Who does he think he is?
He was a former president of the United States, a wealthy businessman that has built more buildings than the entire DNC and the RNC combined for the past 50 years. How about that?
I'm waiting for the remix where they add in the people from last night talking about Trump.
Oh yeah, because that's all it was. It was Like, okay, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. Why? You know, they tend to leave out that all their rhetoric caused a psycho to go and take a shot at a president.
Yep. Oh, but they don't promote violence, Shizzy. They don't do that.
No, not them.
No,
Not them.
no.
Oh, that's a good idea, Risa. You have a charger box to keep your cords organized for easy charging. Electrical. I mean, I can't respect.
Dude, just don't ask what's in her closet.
I won't. You can't respect the boasting and gaslighting on TikTok, especially the poor dancing, but free money is free money. Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're paying those.
Oh my God. What was the one TikTok about the nurse who she purposely videoed herself after a COVID patient had died?
Yes.
And then went on to do her little dance routine or something like that. It was like, I'm like, you are disgusting.
Well, and also, you know, these are the same people that do their little dance routine and brag about, you know, how many deletions of children that they've done.
Yep.
I mean, whenever you see that, you're just like, really? That's the kind of stuff that you want to be known for? I mean, here's the thing, guys. You know, you younger generation of men out there, you younger generation of women, if you want to find out what kind of person that you're getting involved with, look at their social media.
Yeah.
Look at their TikTok. See what they're posting on TikTok. And if you see the kind of stuff that you've been seeing, how many guys do you think are gonna look at some girl that's bragging about how many deletions that she's done and think that she's anything but loose, that she's easy to get in the sack?
Because she
do
is.
Do you want to have a long-term relationship with that person?
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of person that's going to be bragging about how she's been sleeping with your best friend.
Yeah. You want this person to be the mother or the father of your child?
Which one?
Well, hey,
You know?
hey, it's 2024. I don't ask those questions.
Yeah. This is why I'm so happy I'm married and I don't have to worry about this.
Real.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I tell people all the time who, you know, because about the time that I met Diva, they, you know, people were really getting into the app dating stuff.
Yeah.
And I brag all the time. I was like, look, I met my wife in a bar, like a normal person.
I went and fixed my wife's plumbing. That's whenever I first met her.
Oh, is that what we're calling it?
That's exactly what it was. It's exactly what it was. She had a leaky faucet, and my boss was her landlord, and he asked me to go and fix her plumbing. And we made the same jokes that you're making right now.
Right.
I was like, oh yeah, I'll go over there and fix her plumbing. Ha 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 ha. And then, you know, I met her and we actually had conversations, like quite a few conversations. We used to, you know, go walk the dogs and then just one day, because whenever I met her, I was engaged at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Whenever I met my wife, I was engaged at the time, and that engagement broke off in I think it would have been the day before Christmas. Talk about a bitch, huh?
Jeez, what a bitch.
Yeah, day before Christmas, she called that off and then called me up on Christmas Day and wanted me to come hang out, and I was
did you take her gift back? Please tell me you took her gift back.
No, because I had just given her a gift that night.
Oh, she waited till after you gave her the gift. Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah. That just destroyed me. Like, I was like, mother, I think that was the first time that I did some some illicit illicit things in a long time.
Hey, I'm not. I won't judge. I will not judge.
I mean, I was at home, so it wasn't like I was gonna go jump in my car or go driving. But the next day she called up and literally I just let it go to voicemail. Like I cut off all communication with her that day.
See, you're like me. When it's done, it's done. I'm not going to fool you anymore. Don't call me. Don't write me. Don't send a carrier pigeon. Don't send one of your friends. I'm done.
Yep. And that and I had met her because we got engaged. What was it? September, October? I think it was like in October, and by December she was calling it off. And it you know, through all of that bull crap, it wasn't but maybe 6 months later that I was just like, I don't know, I think this chick's pretty cool. I want to get to know her a little bit more than just, you know, the conversations that we have, the general conversations. And my wife actually stalked me because she would see me pulling up all the time. So she would like make her presence known. And I think she knew I was engaged, but was just sort of like, you know, she just like looking at me. Okay.
She wanted you to continue fixing her plumbing is what it was.
I guess so.
And however many years later, you're still fixing her plumbing.
Exactly. Still to this day, it hasn't stopped.
To this day, and her porch, and
her porch, and her deck, and it doesn't sound right whenever I say her deck. That just sounds wrong.
It does. It does.
Your husband totally stalked you. We would laugh about it all the time. No, I laugh about it with her all the time too, because you know, she would sometimes be running late to work just so she could get a glimpse of me.
I've told this story before, but yeah, I really did. I met Diva in a bar. She had some friends of her basically drug her out there, and she was over there playing darts. She's like, okay, come over here and play. So I was like, all right, sure. That was about half lit anyway. And we start playing, get about halfway through. And I finally looked at her and I said, okay, so what do you get if you win? She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, there's got to be a prize to this. Come on. You know, I was kind of shooting my shot.
Yeah.
She thought about it for a minute and she said, you have to take me to dinner. I was like,
that's not a win.
I was like, no. To me, that was a win. I was like, okay. So of course, I'm trying to tank. I'm trying to lose on purpose. I still win. And we both just kind of looked at each other like, oh. She goes, well, you won. So what do you get? And I just looked at her with a big old grin on my face, and I said, your number, so I can take you out.
Nice.
And the rest was history.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I realized early on it's not hard to just get a date with somebody. Like people get like very concerned, like, well, what if I get turned down? Well, if you get turned down, then you get turned down. Go to the next
one. Yeah.
But you know what? If you don't ask, you already got turned down. That's the thing. If you don't ask, you already got turned down.
Yeah.
I mean, and I brought this up to, you know, some friends of mine that were a little bit more geeky. Went to this bar, and they had sent me a message, said, hey, you know, come on by. We're hanging out at this place, and you know, we're just having a few drinks. I was like, cool. So I swing by. They're just like, oh my God, you should see this waitress. She's so gorgeous and blah, 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 blah. I was just like, okay. She comes up and she was cute. I was just like, I was like, so did you guys, you know, like get her number or anything like that? And they're just like, oh, no. I mean, she's like way out of our league. And I was like, is she way out of my league? And they were just like, they're like, man, she's just too hot to be here. I was like, here. Whenever she comes back, brings me my drink. Is there anything else I can get you? I said, you can give me your number. Like, okay. And then she left, comes back, had her number on a napkin.
There you go.
I go, and they were just like, "Oh my God." I was like, that's how easy it is to do. Good morning, Data. Good to see you. Been listening for the last hour. So I said, this is the easiest thing to do. If she wasn't interested, she would have laughed it off, or she would give me somebody else's number, and
Right.
and that would be that.
That's another part to that story. So she gave me her number, and of course, me being suspicious anyway, I was like, all right. So I dialed her number right in front of her and called her phone. And sure enough, it was her phone. It's like, okay, this is legit.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm not falling for this crap. Watch.
Yep.
And Buck, yes, there were Jello. There were pudding pops involved. They were in the form of White Russians.
That's so true. That's true.
White Russian pudding pops.
You found your wife of 20 years at work. We both hated our jobs and found that we made each other happier, so we got together, and it hasn't changed yet. Exactly.
That's awesome.
What was that?
See, that's the stuff that matters. Not all this political crap. It's stories like this.
No, you had a few women throwing themselves at you during college and didn't realize it. No, that's the thing. No, they were socially awkward, because they weren't taught any better.
Right.
Their moms taught them to be the nice guy. You've got to be the nice guy. It's not about being the nice guy. You have to be yourself. No. And
right.
that's really what it is. I mean, if you're generally just a nice guy, then cool, you're a nice guy, but be yourself, Like you don't have to put on a facade for somebody. I mean, there is a little bit of it, but let the person get to know you for who you are. I mean, and this is what we've missed out on all the online dating crap is you're just seeing what the best side of. Tell me how you would feel if you're seeing this absolutely gorgeous hunk of a man, or this absolutely, drop dead gorgeous face. And then whenever you meet him in person, you realize that it was all filters, that they're, 200 pounds overweight, that they don't take care of their own body. And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I mean, it's like you talk about that you want to go hiking and things, but you can't even hike down the stairs. So, I mean, this becomes a problem. And then they're left with this disappointment because, here's this guy that was interested in your face, and he might have been interested with the lie that you told of all your interests. But then once he sits down with you, it's like, oh, you're just after a free meal.
Right.
Like you really have no interest because the things that you're saying you want to do are just things you're saying you want to do, not that you're even capable of doing.
Right.
It becomes a big problem.
It sounds good on paper. It sounds good on paper.
It gets your foot in the door, but it's a lie.
Yeah. I like what Bug says. One of the women throwing herself at me was my wife. My mom had to take me to the side and say, she really likes you. Been married for 22 years.
Yeah. 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 And I mean, I was actually hesitant about asking my wife out on a first date. Really was. I was like, man, that's all I need is just, it wasn't about her saying no. I wasn't concerned with that. It was just like, is this going to be another one of those situations where,
am I going to go through this crap again?
Exactly. Yeah. And at one point she, while we were dating, we've been dating for a while, and she and I actually had gotten a ring for her. Yeah. And at one point she goes, are you ever planning on asking me to marry you? Like,
oh, really?
Where's this going? Is this just going to be a long-term dating thing, or, which it's fine, but I just want to know where we stand.
Right.
And I was just like, eventually, I mean, I was hoping this would go somewhere. So she was basically giving me the, okay, I'm wanting to do this. Like, I'm not backing out kind of thing. And I went to her grandparents and talked with them.
Yep, I did that. I talked with because Diva's dad had already passed away, so I actually asked her mom.
Yeah. Your first date with your hubby went to Lowe's and he bought you plants. That's awesome.
Boy, he's
Stacey.
a big spender.
He is a big spender. Plants are expensive. Well, I get those legal papers. Just live together. Because there's advantages to those legal papers.
Yeah.
There's big advantages to those legal papers. This is what a lot of the gay community is upset about, why they want to call it marriage. Whereas I'm like, fine, if you want to have a civil union because it looks like you people are in a long-term relationship, then go for it. It's crazy.
Buck, I'm married to Dictionary Diva.
Yeah.
Yes. He's like, you're married to who? Married to Dictionary Diva.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is awesome. I've seen how you guys interact with each other. It just lightens my heart.
Because we're the same way at home. I mean, we pick at each other and say stupid shit, and it's just how we are.
Oh, you love the stories they tell when Harry met Sally. Those stories are so heartwarming. Yeah. That's like at the very beginning of that, isn't it? Where they tell the stories.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are always fun. It is that time. It is that time. Single and none is peaceful, but the arguments get crazy. Every time Bolster misspells a word, it's right across the knuckles.
Oh, I know it. Especially in the morning, I will fat finger words so bad. Between that and autocorrect, it's like,
oh God, yes.
What in the hell is wrong with me?
Oh,
Ballstorm, I wondered, but I didn't want to say it in case I was wrong. Like, hell no, we're siblings. What's wrong with you?
Yes.
No, we are
yes.
not. We are not.
Oh, what is that throughout? It's just the odd couple.
I know it's Tennessee, but no.
Yeah. It's crazy. It is that time that I'm gonna kick you guys out of here. I've got you set up to go visit Mo. She's got something coming up at 9:30. There might be somebody else happening right now. I don't know. Let me take a look. Might be somebody that's coming on before then. I have to see. Just a second. Because I hate kicking you guys over to something that's empty. Oh man. You know, the past couple of streams have gotten like copyrighted and all kinds of crap. Like yesterday's gave me a copyright strike. Not a copyright strike, but copyright on there.
Claim. Yeah.
Well, and it's CNN that gave me the copyright claim. That one I'm disputing.
Of course.
That one I'm disputing. Because that is fair use, and if they don't like it, that's just tough. Because I'm not playing their BS game where it's just like, oh well, we got blah 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 blah. No, you can go bite one. Let's see. Yeah, Mo is currently live, so why don't we send you over there? All right, everybody, have a wonderful day, and we will see you tonight. Peace.
Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut.